What is up guys, it's your boy Swollam here, back with another Classic WoW Season of Discovery video for you. Now today we're taking a look at the botting situation in Season of Discovery, and let me just say, the botting situation is very bad, and they're doing open world botting, dungeon botting as always, they're fly hacking inside dungeons, they're doing a bunch of everything that we kind of was expecting at this point, but also seeing how much effort Blizzard is putting into the actual season, I was kind of surprised, I guess, to see how many bots there actually are. And if one quick search on Reddit can show you how many bots there are, how many botting threads there are, and just searching on YouTube as well on how the bots are doing things. Now today we are checking this out through both Reddit and YouTube, so we can see exactly how the bots are doing or what they're doing, and how many there are, and how openly they are botting. So for the first clip here, we can go over to YouTube real quick and we can check out this one clip right here made by More Variety as he was streaming, I believe, on Twitch, and you can see exactly how many bots he encountered during this stream when he was online during the weekly reset, and all the bots wanted to go and farm, right? Every single bot wanted to go and farm. As you can see here, a bunch of humans just started walking through Stormwind, basically walking through the gate of Stormwind and walking towards the stockades, every single one following the exact same pattern, walking in the exact same place, even walking like onto the bridge. They're obviously following a script here. Some of them even falls down, which is actually, like, yes, some of them falls down into the water, absolutely mindless. And once again, they're all following the exact same bot here, the exact same program, and the exact same script, all walking in one perfect line, going right into stockades. This is the game we know and love, right? Just seeing a bunch of mindless zombies basically walking into stockades. Obviously, all of them, or most of them, pretty much all of them, being rogue, because that way they can farm in stockades, and they don't even have to kill anything. They can also use cheesy mechanics to actually kill stuff, but mostly they go in, they hack themselves under the ground, and they loot the chests. There are 2 chests, I believe, inside, maybe 3, but at least 2, that they can always grab by just hacking themselves under the ground, which is called a no-clip hack, which they are using, and in that case they don't have to deal with a single mob inside, which means they don't even have to stealth. They go in, they no-clip under the ground, and they get both chests. All they need is to have their lockpicking skilled up. And yeah, a bunch of bots literally going to stockades in a line. Going over to Reddit, we can see the same thing over here. Once again, we have the same thing happening. A bunch of bots going to stockades in a big line. Everyone going there basically at the same time after the server reset. Just going in and grabbing their loot, you know, and selling that gold for real life cash and breaking TOS. We have the same thing happening with bots over here. They're actually in the open world this time, and they're stuck on a wall. This is something we saw happening in bunch in Classic WoW, like either the bot break or somebody messes with them through mind control and puts them on a wall, and then they're just going to stand there until they get some manual input. In this case, we have like probably 15 bots right here, just broken, standing at a wall, and in some cases just endlessly running into the wall as well. And according to the post, they've been like this for 3 hours. Now, the second most popular type of farm for the bot, instead of doing stockades, is doing Scarlet Monastery as a hunter. So if you want to find the Scarlet Monastery bots on your server, they usually hoard, by the way, because Alliance once again does have access to stockades, while Horde pretty much does not. And the Scarlet Monastery is also more accessible if you're playing Horde. As an Alliance, it's a long walk to get there, a long and kind of difficult walk and dangerous walk as well. So if you're Horde, this one will be more popular for you. So what I would ask you guys to do now is, if you're playing Horde, do a /who Scarlet Monastery and Hunter and see how many there are. If you're Alliance, do /who Stockades, Rogue, and see how many there are, and let me know in the comments down below. So for this one, we can't really see what the Hunter is doing, but we are getting some pictures. So what the SM bots are up to in SOD Classic. I spam invited all the Hunters in SM, and one accepted. They are under the mesh, flying and killing Herod, and so on. So they're not just farming grave moss as we might have been expecting in the past. They're also using, once again, fly hacking and no clipping to go under the wall, get to the boss, and solo a very hard boss for raw gold input. So in this case, it's 38 hunters in Scarlet Monastery right now, on the Horde side of course, and then scrolling down you can see the hunter being in Scarlet Monastery and looting Ravager from the last boss, and even raging Berserker's Helm. Now, the thing about Scarlet Monastery is that they can do all wings before resetting, so they can farm all the bosses, they can farm all the Grave Moss if they have Herbalism, so they can farm everything. So a hunter with Herbalism doing no clipping can kill every single boss, except for maybe the last one who sleeps you, but even then you probably will be able to by no clipping, but definitely every other boss they can actually solo. So they can do graveyard, loot everything in the graveyard, like all the Grave Moss for example. They can even go into the cathedral, because there are herbalism spawns in the cathedral too, and then go here and kill Herod for Ravager and the Helm, and then they sell those to the vendor for vendor gold. So I don't know what to feel about this, I really don't. Once again, they're no-clipping. It's the same thing we saw in Classic WoW, where mages were literally no-clipping in Sul'Gurub to fly. They flew in Sul'Gurub, they just went straight up in the air and just started flying, and pulled the whole raid and sold boost that way. I simply don't understand how no-clipping is still allowed in the game, and, well, it's not technically allowed, but they're definitely using it and making profits with it. So what's happening here is that Blizzard are banning these waves, these bots in waves, and the waves are so far apart that the bots always makes profit, and then they will come back, because as long as your business is profitable, you will come back. So in this case, they can bot for long enough to make gold, and sell that gold, make profit, they get banned, they come back and do the entire thing over again, because once again, they're botting. There's no manual labor here, it's botting and they're making a profit with it. I simply don't understand how it's still happening, and especially the no-clip area, where people are clipping themselves under the ground or even fly hacking inside the dungeons. That is beyond pathetic to me, how that's even happening in the game. So after all these years, it's been happening in retail, it's been happening in Classic WoW 2019, we are now in 2023, we played this game for 4, soon 5 years, like 4.5 years, and the same exact strategy is being used still. That was also used in like, what, 2007, and it's still being used now. So it's very interesting to me how that happens. I will also say the gold buying meta, the gold selling meta, and the GDKP meta definitely does not help this at all. I know so many of my friends are buying gold, and I can't be like mad at them in real life for it. It's their choice, but I also know some of them have gotten like slight bans when they buy gold too. They buy gold, they get like a week ban, a day ban, it kind of depends on how much they buy, but it's basically a slap in the face or like a slap on the wrist, because they can just go and buy again and they say get the same slap one more time, and they prefer that because they have real life jobs, so they don't want to farm gold in the game all the time, and that gives botters a job. The more demand there is for gold, the more bots there's going to be in the game as well. So for me, it's just very sad to see, and it's players enforcing this too. It's not just the bots, it's the demand for gold that also reinforces this. But definitely, the fault is on Blizzard for allowing it to happen in the first place. They should have something better in place, like an anti-cheat mechanic, especially for like the plugin, or not the plugin, but you know, the thing for actual, I don't know what to call it, but the thing you use to get those fly hacks. There should be something against that, or just something measuring your y-axis and x-axis to like notify the game of where your character is and if you're flying, because that way they can automatically ban you if you're flying without being on a flying mount or a flight path or something, right? So if you're just flying and teleporting in the game, they can ban you for it. I will also say, at the start of Season of Discovery, I saw a teleporting bot who was like clipping through the field, basically. He was teleporting across Ashenvale, which was really fun to see. He went from node to node to node, like mining node, and even herbalism node. So yeah, once again, don't really know what to feel here. Bunch of bots specifically inside Stockades and Scarlet Monastery. Once again, let me know how many bots there are on your server, and if you've seen some of them while playing yourself. Either way, hopefully you enjoyed the video and me ranting today. Leave a like if you did, and subscribe for more videos. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.